For the last 7 years, the official Ugly Dolls YouTube channel was basically dead. The last uploads were promotional clips from the 2019 film. Those videos got anywhere from hundreds of thousands of views up to 4.2 million views. Then, nothing. Radio silence for like 7 years. Until Saturday, 25th of April 2026, when the channel suddenly comes back to life and starts uploading a brand new animated series. And yet, the view counts, they're nowhere near where they once were. The new episodes are getting less than 1% of all the old episodes pulled, and the internet is convinced they're AI-generated garbage.
A soft purr.
7 years of silence, and this is what breaks it? Oh, something is very, very wrong here. So, what the hell happened? How does a brand go silent for 7 years and then come back looking like this? Well, let me take you back to where this all started, because the origin story makes what's happening now all the more obscene. In 2001, a bloke named David Horvath drew a tiny character at the bottom of a love letter. His girlfriend, Sunmoon Kim, had just been forced back to Korea because her student visa expired, and he wanted to cheer her up. So he scribbled this weird little dude and wrote a little message underneath. Working hard to make our dreams come true so we could be together again soon. And his girlfriend did what any legend would do. She sewed that doodle into an actual plush toy and posted it back to New York, which is possibly the most romantic thing I've ever heard. And I'm including the entire plot of The Notebook. That handmade gift became the first ugly doll, a character called Wage, and it kicked off one of the most heartfelt toy brands of the 2000s. People saw these weird, lumpy, slightly wonky toys and immediately went, yes, I need that in my life. Sunmin hand-sewed roughly 1,500 dolls over the next 18 months. Her fingers were literally turning purple from all the stitching. Imagine doing that. 18 months of hand-stitching toys until your fingers change colour. Remember that detail, by the way, is going to make what comes later even worse. These were truly labours of love, each one slightly different, each one proof that imperfection can be charming. The brand even had a philosophy baked right in the words of Horvath. To us, ugly means unique and different. It's about celebrating what makes you, you. And this was 2003, pre-Instagram, if you can imagine, influencers. Everyone obsessing over looking perfect online. Ugly dolls were teaching kids to embrace their weirdness before we even knew how desperately we'd need that message. And if you want to see more brands getting destroyed by lazy AI garbage, hit subscribe. 85% of you watching this right now are not subscribed. That means most of you are watching my videos, enjoying them, I hope, and then just leaving. One click keeps this channel going. Let's get into it. Each doll came with a little hand tag listing their favourite foods, hobbies, dislikes. Wage wore a serving apron because he looked like a hard-working guy. Barbo's name literally means idiot in Korean. Yes, they gave a character the Korean word for idiot and somehow made him lovable. That takes skill. By 2006, ugly dolls were in roughly 2,500 shops worldwide, even featuring in the Musée des Arts Décoratifs in Paris. From a love letter in New York to museums in Paris. What a journey, and what, by the way, a fall. Because even when Ugly Dolls was at its peak, the seeds of its destruction were already being sown. Yes, Hollywood came a-calling. This was going to be their big family animation debut. Hasbro signed on as a master toy licensee in 2018. The film opened on 3rd of May 2019. Expectations were sky high, and yet it bombed hard. The film made just $32.5 million worldwide, against production costs of roughly $45 to $53 million, plus another $40 million in marketing. That's a loss of somewhere around $60 million, roughly the GDP of a small island nation. Gone. It scored 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. The planned 26-episode Hulu series quietly cancelled. Director Kelly Asprey died of cancer in June 2020. Ugly Dolls was his last film. And that should have been the end of the Ugly Dolls screen story. A noble attempt, a financial disaster. Move on. The YouTube channel went silent. 6 years passed. 7 years passed. Then, on Saturday, 25th of April 2026, the channel suddenly uploaded created a trailer for a brand new animated series. And look at what the series actually is. I mean, look at it. Really look at it. The characters move wrong. The backgrounds look generic. The music sounds like royalty-free garbage.
The swing is open, the sandbox is free. Come on and sing with me. Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Fans on Reddit instantly went into meltdown. One user wrote, "This is such a shizzle show that I was fully convinced that the YouTube channel had been hacked. Actually, I'm still not even fully convinced it hasn't been." When your content looks so bad that people are actually convinced that you've been hacked, you know that you spectacularly failed. 3 episodes dropped on the same day as the trailer. Because why announce something when you could just dump it onto the internet and hope nobody notices? Interestingly though, the credits actually list human names. Writers, animators, editors, on paper at least, they're real people. Executive producers, Ann Simmons and Brian Gary. Developed by Ann Simmons and Brian Gary. Writers, Brian Gary, Ann Simmons. Animators, Brian Gary, Diana Simmons, Ramon Lepage. Brian Gray, Ann Simmons. You guys have a hell of a lot to answer for. Anyway, at least there are humans credited. But just look at what they produced. Does it really look like humans made it? Or does it look like humans fed prompts into an AI and slapped their names on the output? One Reddit user pointed out, they may be breaking the rules by not disclosing that it's AI content. Indeed, YouTube policies require creators to disclose when content is AI generated. And yet, the Ugly Dolls channel description doesn't mention AI once. In making these disastrous episodes, either they're breaking YouTube's rules, or they've somehow assembled a team of humans who can make content that looks worse than AI. Neither option is good. But here's the bit that really stings. According to this Reddit user, David and Sunmin Kim had no knowledge that this was even in development. I'm frustrated. Yes, David Horvath and Sun Min Kim, the people who created Ugly Dolls, who hand-sewed the first 1,500 dolls until her fingers turned purple, didn't even know that this series was being made. The brand they built from a love letter, the philosophy they created about celebrating imperfection, the characters they gave personalities and quirks and backstories to, and then someone else took the TV rights and turned it into AI Slop without even telling them. And there's been no official statement from Horvath or Kim. No posts, no comments, nothing. Pretty Ugly LLC still exists. They relaunched the original plush line in 2024 with 6 classic characters, so they still own the brand itself. But the TV rights, they were held by STX. And when the STX bosses left, they apparently took those rights and turned them into a content farm. As this user said, another horrible blow to the Ugly Doll franchise. Another simply wrote, "This honestly makes me so sad." And honestly, same. Because here's what makes this different from Armsum or Meet Arnold or any other channel that's fallen to AI slopification. Ugly Dolls existed for a reason. It existed to teach kids that to be imperfect is to actually be beautiful. The handmade things matter, that your quirks of your personality are actually the things that make you interesting. Horvath said, "The little funny things that make us corny or unique or awkward or not so normal are actually the things that make us who we are. And AI can't understand that. It can't create that. It can only average everything out and optimize away the imperfections." Sunmin Kim spent 18 months hand-sewing dolls until her fingers changed color. Each one was slightly different, yes, but each one was definitely made with care. Ultimately, each one was unique. Conversely, this AI series exists because someone typed prompts into a computer and hit generate. Everything looks the same. Nothing is made with care. There's no uniqueness at all. The 2019 film lost $60 million, so instead of figuring out how to make better content, they decided to make garbage for cheap. Minimal crew and maximum output, but, and this is important, zero freaking soul. Because you can't AI generate the imperfection that made people fall in love with these characters in the first place. Isn't it just upsettingly ironic that the brand that said celebrate your imperfections is being churned out by a system designed to eliminate imperfections? If Ugly Dolls, a brand literally born from a handmade love letter created by 2 people who believed weird was wonderful, could be turned into AI Slop without the creators even knowing, then nobody nobody is safe. What's even next at this point? Is it Lego made of the algorithm? Is it Crayola crayons optimized by machine learning? Who even freaking knows? And yet, the series is live. Episodes are uploading every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The view counts are dismal because, of course they are. It's thousands instead of millions because the content is crap. And it'll come as no surprise to you that the comments are indeed turned off. Ultimately though, Ugly fans deserved better. The fans, you guys, deserved better. And Sun Min Kim's Purple Fingers deserved so much better than this. The new Ugly Doll series is what AI Slopification looks like when it wins. 7 years of silence broken by this garbage. And the people who created it all, they didn't even know what was happening. What do you guys reckon? Is this salvageable? Or is Ugly Dolls just yet another casualty in the war between creativity and cost cutting? Let's hear your thoughts in that comment section below. And if you see David Horvath or Sun Min Kim online, maybe ask them how they feel about all of this, because their silence is the saddest part of this whole mess, other than the fact that 85% of you are not subscribed. I'll see you for the next one. Thank you for watching. Snipe, snap, out.